now we're on to the guitar solo section here. Now I'm going to kind of handle this the same way that I handled the melody, so it'll be up to you to kind of slow down the video using the YouTube player. Just go ahead and slow it down to 0.75 or whatever when you need to hear things slower. So with that being said, let's go ahead. I'll just kind of play each phrase and then explain it. So the first phrase is so it starts on the 7th fret, again, like the first chord of the song, starting on that 7th fret of the A string. So you're going to use your your index finger there, and then you're going to take your ring finger and slide from 9 to 11. All right. So that's a little walk up there to the 9th fret of the G. All right. All right. Next is going to be a bend. So your ring finger is going to set down here. So what it is a bend, then a pluck at the top of the bend, and you let it return. So here's what we've got. All right. One more time. All right, so now we're moving down a little bit. We're moving to that 8th fret of the G. So it's pluck, pluck, slide down to 6. All right. Then your ring finger will go back to that 8th fret of the G and do a pluck, bend, return. All right. Now you're going to shift down so your ring finger is on the 6th fret of the G. So that's pluck, pluck, pull off to 6th fret of the D. So your ring finger will then jump down to 6th fret of the D. Then back to 4th fret of the G. So here's what we got. Next move, your index finger jumps up to 4th fret of the D. So that's 2nd fret of D. 4th fret of D. So from one more time. One more time. A little slower. We have the big walk up, which is so it's 2nd fret, hammer to 3rd fret, hammer to 4th fret on the E and the A. So that's index, then ring, hammer, 4th fret of D, slide to 6th fret of D. So that's hammer from 4 to 6 of G. And that is 5th fret of B. All right. So here's what we got so far. Now, you might want to rewind and practice with this a couple times. I'll try to go a little slower. So one more time, all of that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the next section. It sounds like this. So here's what we've got. We're going to start with our pinky on the 12th fret of the B, and we're going to bend it up and then pluck. Our index finger is going to set down on the 9th fret of the high E. One more time. So that's just 11th fret of G. So it's a bend, return, pull off to index finger on 9th fret of the G. So that's the next thing. All right. One more time. The next thing. So that's a hammer. So that's a little slide from 8 to 9. A little slower. All right, next thing. So that's ring finger 9 to 11, slide on the A, middle finger 10th fret of the D. So it's then both of them together. All right, which brings us to the final phrase, ring finger 11th fret of the B and G string. So then your index finger sets in bars across the high E, B, and G. So you've got plucking the B and G, bending up, and then plucking from the high E to the B to the G. So let's run the whole thing really slow. 1.